Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Awaken Tarot. Website on the back here, myryve.com. There's a little bit more information here in the book. I think it gives, I want to say her name is Sally, if I can see it. Sally Willem, Willms. Willems. There's the information for that if you're interested. If you want to search out this deck or whatever. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A is an apple, U is an umbrella. Okay. What do we have for Virgo? Got a double. Not bad. So reading this for a Virgo, I think this is going to be good. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, because you got the Hanged Man and you got the Two of Swords, but sometimes Virgo's not against that. Especially if we get to like take a minute here to like think about what's really going on. Just because things are blocked, it doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Maybe you physically can't go and make things happen, but you can plan them out or think about what you need to make. Think about what you need to do. Think about what you want from a situation. I feel like when I see this Two of Swords, for this reading especially, it's a moment to plan. And maybe this is something that I couldn't do anything for a while, but it allowed me to get my stuff at the very least together where I wanted it. I got things organized. I got things ready. Probably were saving money at the time for whatever this is. Or in this direction. So, like, I feel like this is a Virgo thing, but I could be wrong. Like, maybe you don't have the vacation planned out for next year, but you've already started saving for it. Kind of like, well, I'll need money for it either way, so I might as well start saving, and then next year when it comes around, I'll have the money and funds to do that. Something like that. So even though there's a block for moving forward where you want to go, doesn't mean you're not planning, doesn't mean you're not getting yourself ready. That energy is about to kind of start lifting, especially with the Fool and the very positive energy with the Fool. There's something coming forward later. There's something planning, just the beginnings of something starting to show up. It feels very comfortable for Virgo. It almost feels like this is... like I'm starting to wonder, like, why are we doing this reading? Because I feel like this is very, like, easy to get into. You know what's coming forward. But somebody else may not be as dependable. I feel like that's maybe the caveat here. The caveat, is that the right word? Because, like, I'm questioning, like, if this is going your direction and you have it under control, why are we even bringing it up, right? Ten of Cups and the Sun card reversed. You might have switching of people, switching of groups, switching of, like, there might be a plan that it's like, if we're going to use the vacation analogy, and maybe it's coming up in a year, I feel like the part of this reading to keep in mind is, like, keep your plans, don't give up on your plans, but realize that the people going might change. Something about the people you're connected with might change. You can still have what you want, just realize the players might change. I feel like that's what we're already starting with. Because there's something random around here. There's something where the people you're connecting with, it just seems like something is changing. But the thing is, what you want can still happen. Alright, so I feel like I know where this reading is going, because I feel like I got my answer. So if you want to go on a trip next year, and you're planning for a trip, and you're planning with a group, maybe it's a group of friends, or a group of family members, or whatever it may be for you, it's like the people are going to change. Keep your plans going. Other people could add in. Especially if you're talking about doing this next year, and certain people kind of drop out and they're not going to go, other people who are hearing about it, especially if it's over the next year, you may be surprised who says, oh, so you know, there's room available there. How much does it cost to go? How much do I have to put in? What would you need from me to be a part of that? You may see that whatever you want to happen can still happen. just make sure you keep it self-sufficient, keep going towards your goal. Don't give up on your goal, and you can definitely have it. I feel like you can look back where maybe you haven't gotten what you wanted in the past because people have kind of like, people have left, or people have changed their mind, or people didn't want to be a part of it after a little while. And maybe, for example, whatever it was, you were planning for it, you were saving for it, you kept what you saved, you kept your money, you didn't lose out overall, but you didn't get what you wanted. This time they're saying, let's try a different way of doing this. Keep going where you want to, keep making what you want happen, let other people take up the cause. Let other people take the reins, let other people take something. Let other people come in and replace those who don't want to be a part of it. Okay, so I wouldn't say this was always the case for Virgo, but a lot of times it seems like Virgo prefers to be more of a supportive player. They don't really like to do the leadership thing. It's not always the case. It just seems like they don't really care for it. I know a couple of Virgos who can lead. They just seem to not really... They won't do it unless they have to. Or if it's kind of like, well, if I want it to happen, if I want this to go, I guess I'm going to have to be the one leading it. And this is kind of one of those things. If you want this to happen, if you want this to go forward, lead it forward, but you don't. I don't feel like it's going to take a lot of energy. I just feel like it's kind of like leading yourself forward, keeping the information out there that you're going where you're going, and I feel like people will filter out and filter in as needed. Just keep your eye on the prize for where you want to go. People will come together with you. As people walk away, don't let it bring you down. Just keep going, especially if we're going to do that year analogy. Maybe the next 2 to 3 months, maybe the majority of people kind of like, nah, Virgo, I'm not going to do that, but, best of luck. So it's kind of like I feel like I'm doing this all by myself, or maybe with 1 or 2 other people. It may not start kicking back into gear until like a few months before. It may get that close. So, for example, if you're planning for next May, by the time November comes, maybe it's just you and somebody else, or maybe just you by yourself. And then March rolls around, very beginning of April, and then all of a sudden people want to come around, and there's other people stepping in like, I got that time off, I could go there, I have money saved, I'd love to be a part of it, how much does it cost to go? It may get that close. If you want what you want, if you want it to happen, I wouldn't say like depend on that, and I don't feel like you would anyway, but just keep going where you want to go, keep making what you want happen. It will happen. There's definitely like people coming together later. So I don't know exactly how this has to come together for you, because I'm getting this like people coming together like about 5 weeks before you actually want to do what you want to do, and it's kind of like, I feel like for Virgo that's a little uncomfortable. What am I missing? There's a mystery to it, yeah. And the 6 of Cups reversed, and there's the lack of connection until it happens. That's not usually how Virgo rolls, but if you want this to happen, whatever this is, they're saying go that road. Plan it as if you're going by yourself. Plan it as if you're just going to do it by yourself, and just keep that information out there that you're going to do it. You'd be surprised how things are going to come together. Things will have a possibility. Things will have a way. Because I'm looking at this like, you don't want to plan for a group of people if you don't have a group going. You don't want to, because like, especially like if you were going to take a trip and you're like, I don't want to book 5 rooms if it's just me going. And then what if I get stuck and nobody buys those rooms? They're saying don't book 5 rooms. That's not what we're saying. Book your room for wherever you want to go. Let it just happen. You may have other people who want to go. Maybe they'll find their own accommodations. Maybe they'll be in a different hotel. But maybe that will actually work to your benefit for some reason. Don't worry about it. Let it just kind of come together on its own. Because I see you having a great outcome. I see the Sun card and the Passion card. The Sun card, in my opinion, is the best card in a tarot deck. That's just the best outcome you could have is what you're getting. The only thing is to not give up on your plans. To not put your plans away because other people aren't going with you. Or you're like, well, I don't feel like I want to do this by myself. Give it a chance. I even feel like for some of you, you might end up going by yourself, and you might end up liking it a lot more than you expected. Plan what you want. Where do you want to go? If, for example, if it was a vacation, it doesn't have to be. Whatever it is you want, plan for it as if you're going by yourself. What do you want to do? What type of food would you want to eat? What things would you want to see? So that even for some reason, if you ended up going by yourself, you would have things planned for where you want to go. Let it happen, and you'll be surprised. It'll come together better than you thought. I know that seems to be a lot to ask for Virgo, so it's like, if this is something that you're like, no, I'm not going to do that, then I totally get that. But they're saying if this is something you really do want to happen, this is how it could happen for you. Give it a chance. Give it a shot. Give it a roll. See what happens. I don't see anything bad happening by trying to make it happen. So they're saying go for it. See what happens for you. Because I'm getting you can have a really great outcome. The Ten of Cups is also like, I get like people will support your connection. People will go along with this. It's just it may happen more later than now. And they're saying you can definitely have what you want. Hopefully that's helpful. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.